today's webinar. So my name is Caleb, and I'm grateful for all of you to begin. It will be a quick one. Don't worry, I won't take too much of your night, too much of this holiday, and too much of your evening. By 8:30, by 8, I'll be done with the presentation, and I'll take another 20 to 30 minutes maybe to answer a few questions here and there because this is something new. So many of you will have questions. And yeah, so my name is Caleb Sam. I'm a trader. I've been trading, investing in the financial markets, but at the same time, there've been a new opportunity that have been knocking on doors. Like innovation always happens, innovation is always there. So new markets tend to come. When we started with the financial markets, there was a time that the stock markets never existed. There was a time that the forex market never existed. There's a time that many markets didn't exist, but sooner or later they came to being. And today I want to explain to you a new market that is coming, and it's available to anyone. If you're an interested trader, if you want to trade in the financial market, this is a market that I believe is for everyone, anyone and everyone. Okay. And I want to explain that to you today. So give me your next 1 hour and allow me to explain this. Some of you might take it to heart and really work on it and make it work for you. It can change your future. I learned about these markets a couple of months ago, last year, and I want to introduce it to you. So if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to say or ask, I've muted everyone, so you can ask it in the chat room. Whitney Akinyi is helping me. So if you see her answering any questions or anything, she's also part of the team. And if you have any questions, just ask it there. I won't be ignoring everyone. I'll just coordinate and I'll be able to answer it in the end. So for those, we are now at 100 people, so we are fully packed in this meeting. The Zoom allows only for 100 people. So for anyone who's not here, maybe you have a friend who's trying to join or anything, we'll need, I'll have this meeting recorded, and they'll be able to join in the next webinar or watch this video later on. So without further ado, allow me to get started. So like you're seeing on the screen, welcome to the information markets, turning information into wealth. So on the first slide, I want to show you guys an introduction video that I have before we get into the presentation. The world of finance is changing. For too long, the markets have been controlled by the few, complicated, expensive, and out of reach for the everyday person. But that time is over. A new financial revolution is here. Welcome to decentralized predictive markets, where anyone, anywhere, can trade without barriers, without banks, and without borders. Imagine a market where you don't need to study complex stocks or memorize financial jargon. A market where you can start with as little as few dollars and grow it exponentially. A market that runs on real-world events, simple information, and pure strategy. This isn't just theory. This is a skill that can change your life. I'm Caleb, and I've spent years mastering the secrets of financial trading. And in this course, I'll teach you exactly how to predict market moves, place winning trades, and build financial freedom without needing a background in finance. No banks, no middlemen, no unnecessary complications. Just you, the market, and the knowledge to win. The future belongs to those who see fast. Are you ready? Join the movement. Yeah, guys, thank you. That was just a short introduction video that all of you will have access to after this webinar. But that's basically what I'm introducing everyone to. So what we're talking about today, or what I'm introducing you to, is what we're trying to frontier. It's something that has been done in the West. So it's not something new. It's not something we're creating from scratch. It's a market that exists, but you'll see in my presentation that I'll be presenting that it's also something we want to bring for the African market. So what is information market? Information market, also known as the predictive markets, are platforms where people trade shares on outcomes of real world events. So you get to own shares. And it's not only real world events, it's also information that you have access to. So information markets, just like the stock market. So an example, like when you're trading the stock market, what you're basically doing, you're buying stocks of a company. So you get to become a part owner of a company. For example, Safaricom. You want to own some Safaricom shares. What do? You go buy stocks or some shares through the stock exchange, and you get to own some shares of Safaricom. And if Safaricom shares go up, your stock appreciates in price. And when you sell it at a future date, you get some profits. So the same thing with the information market. It's an exact replica of the same thing. What we tend to do every single day, we get information from different people, from different sources. But the question is, what do I do with that information? The best thing that people do about information, they post online and they say, I heard about this, I heard about this, and they tweet it and they post it on different platforms. But the new market that is being created called the information market is any information you get your hands on, you can become a part owner of that information. This is what we call the Web3. Okay, this is what we call the Web3. In the Web3 in the future, you're going to see that we are not only going to be owners of stock markets, shares, commodities, and all that. On Web3, since things are going online, we'll also become part owners of information. We've already seen a big example of this by the digitization of currency. There was a time we thought this was impossible. We thought we can never digitize currency and have it online. That has happened successfully. Bitcoin has been there in the crypto market since 2009. It's now 2025. So it's been over 15 years since the digitization of currency. It started slowly, but you can see by now it's already globalized. So it's everywhere. Everyone knows about digitization. We've already seen that with M-Pesa. M-Pesa is also a form of digitization of currency. These days, you can hear yourself or you find yourself never having cash. You're always doing what called mobile banking, internet banking, where you just see numbers on the screen, numbers on the phone, and it's exchanging hands like that. Okay, so the same thing now we are going into is what we call the digitization of information. We're going into an era of, if I get a bit technical, what we call smart contracts. Now, this platform that I'm going to introduce you to is sort of a pioneer of that. It's sort of the first steps that you're going to see that are working towards that digitization of ownership of information. So what world events or examples can you trade in? You can trade on elections and economic trends, global affairs, crypto prices, weather, sports results, music and movies, celebrities, and much more. I'll show you in a few as we get into an example. Okay. So how does this work? How do predictive markets work? So for example, we create a market is created, and these markets are there. These are normally trending topics, trending markets that are already happening around the world that some of you guys have access to information that other people do not have. The question is, why would I own information and have no access? Why can't I own it? Why can't I sell it? I knew it before the rest of the world knew about it. The rest of Kenya knew about it. Okay. Now, not to touch anything politically, but just as an example, if there was a market like this to be created in Africa or Kenya, is a poll. This is a market creation. For example, a question poll is posted. Will Kenya re-elect Ruto as president in 2027? Now, we're in 2025. We don't know the outcome of the future presidential election. Now, this market will be created, and you can either come and buy yes shares or no shares. Okay? And you'll see that these shares are tended to be bought at different prices, just like the stock market. So it's not a fixed price where everyone is buying. This is not gambling. We're not trying to gamble whether it's a yes or a no. It's a place where you can buy shares at a cheaper price and sell it at a higher price. I'll get to that in an example in a bit. Traders can buy yes or no shares. Price moves, based on supply and demand. Now, in the stock market, why Tesla stock goes up, why Safaricom stock goes up or down, why Microsoft stock goes up or down is because of economics 101, supply and demand. If something is in demand and people want it and believe it has value, then more people are going to buy it and you're going to see these prices going up. Same thing you see in every other market, be it crypto, commodities, forex, anything. So it's the same idea that is happening in the predictive or in the information market. The prices are going to change based on supply and demand. And then the market ends, market resolves, winning side gets $1 per share. So I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain that in a few, because now I want us to get practical. I want to show you the live example of how this works. Now I'm going to show you a market that, just like the stock market, when you wake up in the morning, you don't just wake up one day and buy Safaricom shares. You don't just wake up, you don't just walk around and go to a shop and buy Tesla shares, okay? So you need platforms that can give you access to that market. So for example, if you're trading in the commodities market, or in the stock market, let me use that as an example. Let's say you want to buy Safaricom shares. Well, you can buy through the NSE, okay? You can open accounts with stockbroker exchanges, okay? Locally here, there's so many of them. Some of you might invest in money market funds, which end up investing in these stock markets and the bond markets and all that, okay? And they do it on your behalf. But in this case now, you want to do it at the comfort of your home. So you need a platform where you can buy and purchase these stocks and give you access to that market. Now, the market I want to show you today is called Polymarket. Polymarket is an example of a predictive market or an information market where you can get access to multiple markets. And that's what I want to show you about today. So when you're trading in the Forex market, this is what we've been trading in the stock market. It's my background. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 years. You get to trade in Forex. So when you're trading the Forex market, and some of you have gone through this journey as well, you need sufficient amount of information. When you're trading the stock market, you need sufficient amount of information. So information is key when you're doing anything, not only when you're buying shares or Forex or currencies, also when you're trying to make a decision. Any decision you're trying to make in life, in your personal relationships, in your career to take, it all comes down to what information do you have about the decision you're about to make. So it's very important for you to get information. Now, in today's world, information is not enough because there's so much information online. And I shared this not long ago in my stories. Information on its own is very little. What we want to know is, what is the true information? What is the truth? Not just information. Anyone can say anything about the president. Anyone can say anything about me. Anyone can say anything about you. The question is it true? So we don't want this broken telephone sort of life where you're just making decisions based on rumors, based on hearsays, okay? You want to make decisions based on true factual information that is actually true. The reason why I rarely trade in the Kenyan stock market, which is a very good market and I'm very much interested in it, but the reason why I don't do that is because I lack sufficient information. I can't just wake up and gamble my money away. If I just go and buy equity shares, if I just go and buy Safaricom shares, it's guesswork. Okay, I need sufficient information. Now, institutions have a lot of access to this information, but you, the ordinary person back at home, have very little access to this information. It is scarce. You don't know whether it's true. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know whether it's a reliable source. Okay, and that's one thing I've been really struggling with. Also, you guys, if you want to understand the history of Kenya and the history of maybe some companies and all that, where do I get real factual information? I want to understand who won the elections. Can there be a platform that can give us up-to-date, real-time, live data about what is going on? Okay, information markets and predictive markets come to solve that. Okay, they come to solve that. So I want to show you this Polymarket. And later on, I'm going to introduce you guys to Next Market, because Next Market is my company that we formed here that we want to introduce sort of a predictive markets, which can be a source of information and where people can also trade on information they have in the future. Okay. But for now, this is Polymarket. Polymarket is founded in the United States. And later on, I will give you guys access to the course that I've created where you can learn about this. So I'll come and talk about it here. I have a whole course that I've created for you guys, and I'll come and talk about this. But for now, let me first introduce you to the Polymarket world. Now you can see there are many different markets here. The markets here are very much endless. So one thing you'll need to understand, and it's part of the course, I won't explain it today because it will get a bit technical, but this course that I have is free. Okay, it's a free version that all of you will get access to. I'll send the links just now in the group. Okay, so if you check the group that you've joined on WhatsApp, the link is being sent to this so that if you want to go through it with me, we can go through it together. Okay, so Polymarket is a decentralized predictive market. It's a decentralized information market. Okay, when you say decentralized, basically it sounds like a big fancy word, but really it's not. Decentralized on its own basically means you have the market that you're trading on, or anything that is decentralized is not centralized. Okay, so that may sound like a vague explanation. Why using decentralized and centralized? When something is centralized, there's a governing body that can control that market. It is centralized. It is coming from somewhere. When it is decentralized, it is not owned by a single entity. It is sort of owned by the people. Okay, everyone who has access to that market sort of has a say or some power to that market. It is decentralized. It is not centralized to one place. It is decentralized all over. Okay, so Polymarket is one of the examples of a decentralized predictive or information market that exists. It was started in 2020, so that's what I'm saying. It's a very new market that has just started catching up. Okay, there are other examples. Polymarket is not the only one. Okay, but Polymarket is one of the first it's actually the first decentralized information market out there. There are other markets like Kalchi, Predictit, Aga, etc. Okay, and next market, which is going to be the first African information markets out there. And that's what we're building here. But I'll explain that later. Now, to explain what Polymarket does, okay, Polymarket gives you access to many different markets, what you're seeing here. So there's trending markets, there's new markets, politics, sports, crypto, tech, culture, world economy, Trump mentions, okay? Now, I'll use a couple of examples and show you what this market and how it works, okay? Now, let's take this for example. In Canada, they're having sort of an election, okay? Prime Minister election, sort of like the president, okay? So if I click on this market, you can get to see that this market is a big market with what you call, with $28 million volume. Volume is important and explain it in the course, not important for now. Now you can see here, depending on who you believe will be president, okay, you can come and buy shares of that person becoming president, okay? For example, let's say here there's Pierre, and I hope I'm saying that right. So there's Pierre here. I won't say the second name because it's quite tricky, okay? And I want to buy Pierre shares. Now you can see his shares are trading at 36 cents, okay? Now, as you'll see, and I've shared in the course here, which is free, and if you check the WhatsApp link, it's been shared there, the link has been shared. Percentage equals price of the share you're going to buy. Now, percentage ranges from 0% to 100%, okay? So same thing, the price also ranges between 0 cent to 100 cent, okay? So if it's a 36% give, how did you come to 36%? Because of supply and demand. The fact that people are buying and selling the yes shares makes the price either go up or the price to go down, okay? Just like the stock market. The reason why Tesla stock, and I'll use Tesla as an example because we are familiar, or Safaricom because it's local. The reason why Tesla or Safaricom stock will go up is not just because it's just going up on its own. It doesn't have a mind of its own. The stock markets don't have a mind of its own. It's because people are buying and selling the stock of that company, and that's why it goes up. And when people are selling it in bulk, what you call massive selling or sellout, you see the stock or prices going down. So same thing here. Because people believe, you can see Mark Carney already has a very high percentage, and Pierre is at 35. So each share is going to go for 35 cents. So if you come here, you can see I can come and buy Pierre shares at 36 cents. Okay? Now, it won't always be at 36 cents. So let's say, for example, I have $10. So I don't have too much. I just have $10. I want to, and I'll use $10 as an example for the rest of the webinar. I want to buy 36 cents. Each share is 36 cents. And I want to buy $10 worth of that share that I believe Pierre is going to become the next prime minister. Now, remember, You don't just choose a market because you think or you believe you're going to make money. You choose a market based on the information you have. You believe he's going to become president because of the information you have, not because of, excuse me, not because of hearsay, not because of guesswork, okay? So if I come here and press $10, okay, I'm going to get about 27.78 shares. Now follow me closely. Some of you are seeing this as dollars. Yes, it's dollars. But also I'm going to get 27.78 shares of Pierre's becoming president. Okay? If Pierre actually becomes president, now each of this share is going to go to 100 cents. Okay? 100 cents is equivalent to $1. Remember, the market fluctuates between 0 cent and 100 cent. 0% and 100%. So if I buy shares over here, each share is going to be divided by 36 cents. And if Pierre becomes president, it's going to go all the way to 100 cents, which is $1. So I'll sell all my shares for $1. And how many shares did I say I have? 27.78. Meaning if I sell each of them for $1, I'm going to make $27.78. Okay, that's what it's saying here, to win that amount. Okay, sawa. That's basically what it means. Yeah. Sawa. So now the good thing about this market, okay? Because some of you might still be saying, Caleb, isn't this gambling? Isn't this just, I'm trying to guess who's going to become president? Remember, I told you first thing, do you have the right information? When you're trading stocks, when you're trading cryptos, when you're trading commodities, forex market, everyone approaches it for the first time as a gambling market because it just looks like a gamble. But there have been stories, there have been people throughout history till today who have been consistently profitable in these markets. Okay? Consistently profitable, meaning they have a way that they're making money. They have a strategy, they have a risk management approach, they have understanding of what they're doing. Now, if you approach any market without understanding, you're purely gambling, okay? Now, here's the same thing I'm telling you. You'll be gambling if you don't know what you're doing, but if you have sufficient information that Pierre will become president, you can buy that, okay? Now, the good thing is, I do not have to wait for Pierre to become president. Now, look, this market, just like any other market, moves up and down with reaction to new information. So people are always waiting for new information. Maybe there's an information that comes out that says Pierre maybe won maybe those presidential debates. He came out as a better person, for example. Okay, so easily you're going to see Pierre's percentage or price per share doubling. Maybe it goes from 35 to 70%. Okay, just like stock market, maybe a stock that has doubled from 50 to 100. Okay, and if that happens, I do not have to wait for the final outcome. Maybe I'd put already $100, for example. I've already made $100 profit. I'm not waiting to make the whole 277. I can decide to come out and sell my shares at that price. So I do not have to wait for a final outcome to cash in my profits. I do not have to wait for a final outcome to take out some profits. I can always take out some profits, okay? So it's not like gambling where it's wait for the final outcome. It's either you lose all your money or you double or triple all your money. It's a matter of information that I get, how can I act on it? Okay. If you look at Mark Carney here, he already has a very high percentage, meaning many people believe that he's going to win the prime minister. Okay. So you can see this one, if I invest, I'm only going to have like a 50% return, give or take. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, you can see Christia here, Jagmeet here, or Justin Trudeau at a very low percentage. Okay, so if I click here, there's a 0.1% chance that Trudeau will be elected as prime minister. Now, he was a current or former prime minister. Okay, so let's say, for example, something happens to these two people and they say maybe Justin is the better person to become president. And I put $10. Okay, it sounds almost crazy, but I've seen this happen to many people. You can stand a chance with $10 to make $10,000 profit if Trudeau becomes president. But at the same time, take these trades based on the information you have. Don't just come and say, I believe this looks like a big win, let me gamble my money. No. Understand the market and act on that market. Okay? Now you can see since this market began, it has gone changing. You can see Pierre when it started out Mark Carney over here was at 12%, and Pierre was at 88%. Now, if I bought Mark Carney shares here, when he was still trading at 12%, you can see right now he's at 65%. His market has more than 5x. So if I put $100, your trading account is already at $500. As time moved by, your profit has increased and Pierre has gone lower and Mark Carney is up there. So I can sell my shares. I don't need to wait for the final outcome. Now remember, you do not only have to buy yes shares, you can also buy no shares. So if it was up here and I said Pierre won't become president when it was 90, okay, the opposite side will be 10%. Okay, remember, it always has to add up to 100%. If it's 65, then the opposite side is around 36 or 35. So I can come and still buy. I don't believe Carney will become president, Mark Carney. I can buy no shares. Okay? I don't know. Maybe I don't know who will be president, but I know for a fact Carney won't become president. So I can buy no shares. So it's a market that can give you opportunity on both sides. Sasa. So I don't stay on this market for too long. I want to show you the other markets that exist. Okay, so that's just an example of a political market. Okay, you can come and look at crypto markets. So if you missed the first crypto boom, or people who've been, I have very good friends, I've seen some of them join here, who have taken advantage of the crypto market and they've invested in the crypto market. But maybe you missed out on that and you want to take advantage of now the new world, the new market that we're going into. You can still always come and trade the crypto market here. This is one of my best markets. 80% of my trading volume, or what I trade or what I invest in, is in this market, crypto market. As you'll see in my course that I'll show you later on, I teach you guys to really focus on markets that you understand. Do not go and trade every market. It's the same thing that I've learned with stocks, forex, commodities, crypto. You can't trade everything and be everywhere. You have to really find your niche, what works for you, and really focus on trading those markets. So same thing here, okay? You want to be trading markets that you'll understand. So for example, what price will Bitcoin hit by March 31st? Okay, what price will Ethereum hit by March 31st? So for example, if I click here, so there are all these markets, and some markets have already been resolved. I've shared this in the course. The prices that already hit on Bitcoin, and you can see they're already resolved. Okay, and today is March 31st. That's why you're seeing everything is at negative 1%. Okay, or lower than 1%. Okay, so these are markets that you can also trade in. You can see it has a volume of $50 million. So these are very big markets. So I really like crypto markets. I trade this a lot. Okay, what price will Bitcoin hit on April 4th? US national Solana reserve by 2025? Will Trump create Bitcoin reserve in the first 100 days? Okay, so many of you have information about this. The question is, don't just have information and tweet. Don't just go online and say, yo, I think US is going to create Bitcoin reserve. That's not enough. Put your money where your mouth is. You can make a living out of this, okay? Will Kanye West launch a coin by March? I don't think so, but March is already over. But there's vast market. There's so many markets here that you can take advantage on that I teach you in the course. What else is there? Tech. If you're a tech person, you follow AI, you follow businesses, you follow that. There's a market for everything. Okay? What will Elon Musk net worth be? Will Kevin O'Leary buy TikTok? Which company has the best AI model by the end of March? Okay? All that. There's so much info. What will be the largest company by end of March? Will TikTok announce sale before April? Okay? Who will acquire TikTok? You come and look at all this. Okay? And you can take advantage of that. For example, most of us know TikTok, and you know that you want to sell the US rights to an American who can take some part of it. So many people currently believe it's Oracle, or who's owned by Larry Ellison. Okay, but if Microsoft come in and buy it, and I put $10 on Microsoft, and I believe they're going to buy it, maybe I have information that they're going to buy, I stand to make $90 in that market. Okay, if I put $100, I stand to make $900 in that market. And remember, like I said, you do not have to wait for the final outcome. If this goes from 11 to 22, you can sell your shares, all your shares at double price. Just like a stock market. You don't always wait for stock markets to always reach a top, then you sell. The smart money always knows when to come in and when to come out. Culture, okay? Maybe you're a culture person. Maybe you're a guy for movies, for example. So which movie will have the biggest opening weekend in 2025? Will Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively divorce? Most of you know these rumors or these markets that this information. Okay, don't just tweet it. If you come to music, most of you have been following music. Will the Feds raid Jay-Z's place before April? Will Jay-Z settle with accuser? I don't know what he's been accused of. Will Kanye West have a divorce before April? You can see he's not yet divorced and it's already April. Will Jay-Z be in jail before April? Okay. Will Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce engage by 2025? Will Selena Gomez get married? Okay. There was a market for the Grammys. Okay. I'm sure MTV Awards is going to be there. Will One Direction reunite? If I come here and believe they're going to reunite, why not just make money off of it? Come put my $10 and I'm able to quadruple my money. Okay. Hope you get my point. So there's markets about everything. How many tweets will Elon Musk have? Eurovision. Okay, people who know about that. So anything and everything. And you can come to the world and look at different stuff about presidential stuff, what implementations are different people doing around the world. Will Russia and Ukraine cease fire before July? Okay, if I believe and I have information that that will happen, I can do that. Economies. Now let me rush through the rest. You've understood sort of what I'm doing already. Okay, what are economies going to do? So I can come here and check it out. There's a whole Trump market because since Trump became president, there's a lot of things he's doing. So there's a lot of things. What Trump said during tariff events, I'll talk about this. It's on the mentions market. Will Trump take Panama? So coming into politics and you follow politics, this is a vast market for you and you can take advantage of it. You've seen Trump saying he's going to acquire Greenland. Will he acquire Greenland by 2025? It's at a 10% chance. I have information that I believe he will. Why not put $100? And if he actually buys it, it's not just information I tweeted, it's information that I actually made money out of, okay? And last but not least, you have the mentions market. And the mentions market basically are live events where you can predict words and phrases that will be said by someone. Like I remember I made some money during the inauguration and Trump's rally when he won. I put money that he will mention Elon Musk during the rally. I put money that he'll mention crypto because many people who voted for him are crypto supporters. So I put that and I made quite some money on those markets. But it's market that I understand. Like what will Trump say this week? These are markets I don't interest myself in. I don't understand it. I don't know. I can't predict what he's going to say. Okay. So those are the markets that exist, and these markets are huge. Now, if you look at some cases here and leaderboard, just to see what have people been doing, have people been making money in these markets? Well, these are the leaderboard. Now, as you know, you don't know, when you're trading in the crypto markets, there's what we call the blockchain. So we can see what everyone is doing now. Polymarket has sort of summarized this where everyone can see here. You don't need to go to a different website, what different people are doing. Okay. So if you come to Theo, you can see Theo here is the all-time leader. Okay. Who's made $22 million off this market. Now you might start saying, oh, I believe Theo was trading for the last 10 years. Well, I already told you this Polymarket started in 2022. Okay, no, actually 2020 during COVID. Okay, it's been there for the last 5 years. Now, if you come here, you can go to Theo and see what Theo has been trading. Maybe you want to understand what has this guy been doing. If you click here, I can look at his activity. You can see here he's made a profit of $22 million. When did he join this market? He joined this market in October 2024. Last year, less than 7 months ago. If you come look at his activity, you can see what this guy's been doing. Now, this guy focused on trading in the elections. So you need to know what markets you're trading. He didn't go trading every market. You can see he put $1.7 million here. Okay, $14 million here. This is the amount of profit he made, not amount of money he put. That's the profits he made. Okay, so you can see he just focused on trading the elections. Okay, so you find a market that works for you, market that you have sufficient information. If you go back there and look at the leaderboard, this month alone, you can see a couple of people here have been making money, 800,000, 600,000, 670,000. Like I was checking this lady out yesterday. What was she doing? She's made over $740,000 in this market alone. if Yoon out as president of South Korea before April. Now, I believe she had some information. You can see she's Lady Gun-hee. Maybe she is South Korean. Okay, so she has information that she believes he will not, and she took advantage of it. Okay, you can see she's made a profit of 740,000 and just joined 1 month ago in February. So if you understand what you're doing, you have sufficient information, then come and trade in the market. Don't, like I'm saying, like for me, I won't come to crypto or tech and just guess which company will have the best AI model, and I have no idea about it. So you find a market that works for you. So, and last but not least, some of you might be waiting for this. You can see I skipped it because I want to talk about it last. Sports. Now, sports is large, and if I come look at sports, let's say I go to the NBA, okay, and you want to look at how big this market is. So let me just show you, for example. There's $1.6 billion volume on this market alone, the NBA, okay? There's $1.6 billion volume. Sports and politics on predictive and information markets are the ones that get to have the biggest volume. Okay, so unlike, and I've taught this in my course, okay, it's not gambling. It's not like gambling. Now, gambling is where you put money and say, I believe Oklahoma maybe is going to win, and you pray and you wait for the end of the tournament to see who will win the championship. Now, in this market, you can put money on anyone. Like you can see, Oklahoma started with a 12% chance when this season was starting. Over the period, it's gone from that to 33%. So they've more than doubled. I don't need to wait for the outcome. I can sell my shares at 33%, 33 cents. I've already doubled my money. I don't have to wait for the final outcome, okay? Because I personally believe when it comes to sports, you don't have much control of the outcome. Anything can happen. But sports is large. If you look at EPL, English Premier League, the amount of money that is here, $800 million. So you can see sports and elections, politics, are what takes the biggest markets. So for guys who are interested in sports and all that, this is not a market I fancy. F1 season has begun. People who are here who will win Constructors Championship, Drivers Championship. I've seen many people following this. Okay, me, I'm an NFL person, so I was trading a lot in the NFL market because I have sufficient information about that and I understand it. So for guys who are interested in these markets, you can come and trade any market you're looking for here. So that's basically predictive markets or information markets, okay? And in my course now, I teach you guys, and the link has been shared in the group. For those who've been following maybe from Instagram or that, I'll also share the link later on, okay? But in my course here, you can go through this, okay? And I've given you a breakdown of the whole course. You can see I have here module 1, okay? Module 2, module 3, okay? And I've given you a good explanation of what predictive markets are, where they started, how to trade them, who trades them, how people make profit on them. I've given you a story about Binance, Polymarket, how to fund your account. I've given you how to read and analyze markets on predictive markets. I've given that whole breakdown. I've even given you examples of markets that I've traded and made some profit. I've given you examples. Like if you look at this, I've done a whole breakdown of how I got this market, how I made $500, I think within a week. Okay, I've given here the profits, here the results. You can see here the idea generation process so that you can get to see I didn't just gamble my money and hope that it works. I got a market that I understood and I made profit out of it. Okay, so I've given you that free template, free understanding, but at the same time, I also go deeper and give you more. You can see, like I've explained there, the full course retails for 20,000. Okay, but we have a launch for 50% off. So I'm selling it now for 10,000 Kenya shillings. Okay, where I give you a deeper explanation of how to trade this market. So if you're in the free version, if you just have a link here, you're going to have access to all these ESAs that I have, but you'll notice like module 1, you'll have access to the whole of module 1, but module 2, module 3, and the other modules that I have in a different website for the paid students is much deeper. So I have lessons here. You won't be able to have access to the videos. So just saying it in advance. Okay, you'll be able to have access to all these essays that I've written, but the videos where I've gotten deeper, explained examples and shown you how to do it, you don't have access to it. But the whole of module 1, make sure you go through it because you have access to all of it for free. But the rest, just make sure you go through the essays and understand this market. But for the people who, once you've gone through it, you want to understand it deeper, I've done examples, I've written more articles, I have videos, and I get deeper sharing with you different tools that you can use to trade in this market. Because at the end of the day, you need to find a reliable source where you can get right information, true information, and then trade that information on the Polymarket. Sasa, and last but not least, next market, Africa. You've seen me post this, and most of you have also helped me choose on which logo to go with. Most of you chose this logo, okay? If I click on it, most of you chose this logo, Next Market Africa. And I want to tell you what Next Market Africa is, because I believe this is going to change the landscape, not only in Kenya, but the whole of Africa. So just like Polymarket, just like the other markets I've talked about, this Kalshi and etc. Next Market Africa, we are pioneering this to be the first information market in Africa where people can get to own and trade information that they have. If you look at Polymarket, okay, if I'm back here, if you look at politics, they've really focused on political stuff in the West, Europe, and in the East. And sort of, it's like they're just jumping over Africa. It's like we don't exist. It's like we're a dark continent. They just go above us and go to other markets. Politics, sports, anything African has no market here. Okay? And I believe that to be a big gap. And that's what we're trying to fill. Because when you're trading in the predictive markets, now get this point clearly, in the information market is not just a reliable source, or it's not just a place where people trade and make money. Okay? It's a source of information. It's a source where people can come and get to see what are the public participants saying. The problem about media houses and the online platform is everyone has a bias. Everyone can say, if I go to KTN, I might find them saying something about the election compared to Citizen. So I don't know who's saying the truth. I don't know who to follow. In 2024, the US had the presidential election. On Polymarket, that market alone between Kamala Harris and Trump was a market that garnered over $3.6 billion volume. President Trump knew that he had won the election on Polymarket. You can research that. Just research that on your laptop. These are factual information I'm giving you. The presidential award was known on Polymarket before it was known on media outlets, which are biased. Why? Because Polymarket is what we call collective intelligence. It's a place where I can get to know what are people saying. What is the mass majority of people saying together? Not alone. I'm not relying on one source which can be distorted. I'm looking for collective intelligence. What are people on the ground saying? That's what's called decentralized information. Okay, it's not centralized by a certain entity that can tweak and say this is not true or this is true. But collective intelligence is where everyone comes here and everyone is saying, I believe, if I come to this one, like here, we believe Makani might win the president. Okay, now, also, I've taught you in my course, so don't get me wrong, just because something has high percentage doesn't necessarily mean it's the right one. When a market is concluded, when the elections end, is when we'll know the actual truth. Okay, but at the same time, following information on the ground, Polymarkets, the predictive markets and information markets can help me know information before it is actually true. You know the way people tweet online and say this has happened in Kenya, this is what has happened. How do I know that's true? So I can come here and get collective intelligence of what people are doing. Okay, so in Africa, we lack, we are very slow, or we are left behind when it comes to actual factual information. How can I know? Maybe I'm doing research about South Africa. How do I know this information I'm getting is true? So we need a platform where we can get access to that information. So what we're building in Next Market Africa, we're creating the next predictive or information market, the first decentralized predictive markets for Africa. And that's why we need you. We need a community. And what I'm creating in the community group, what most of you have already joined, what you're seeing here in our WhatsApp group, okay, is basically, and I hope most of you have joined it, okay. So far, in less than a couple of hours, we've been able to go from 0 to over 300 people in the community. And hopefully this is going to grow more and more. Basically, what you're going to see here, what we'll be saying here. So this won't be one of those communities where I'm just sending information all over helter skelter. No, no, no. We're going to be talking about African information markets. Okay, so we'll be sharing a couple of stuff about the African information markets, and you guys get to vote. So we'll be using this as a central platform before our actual predictive market comes to limelight, before we have our own website and place where people can trade that. We're going to be having an African markets, information markets here, where people can vote that we'll be sharing. Later on, I'll be having volunteered admins who will be looking through the internet, what is trending, and we create markets here, and all of you can get to vote. So we can come here and look for collective intelligence and collective answers that we believe is happening on the ground. Okay, we'll share. You'll see that happening soon. Under the information markets course page, I'll be sharing different stuff about the courses that we'll be sharing, the markets that we'll be sharing, and things that are happening on Polymarket and all that. And then announcements, anytime I have a webinar or anything, we'll be sharing them here. So thank you very much for joining and coming into this group, because this is where we're going to build this from a zero market to a market that will become dominant, not only in Kenya, not only in Africa, but around the world. Okay, that is what we're trying to build with Next Market Africa. Okay, so as this goes on, okay, you'll get access to this. Go through this. It's all in the link. If you have the link already, you can go through this. Welcome to Next Market Africa. I've explained, so no need to repeat here. And I've shared our WhatsApp link for anyone who does not have it, and our Twitter link that we've already created the app, the account, and we'll soon start posting on those pages as well as WhatsApp. We wanted to launch first. And then here at the end, I'll be sharing weekly information articles about the predictive markets, about different case studies. Like there was a case study I did the other day. If we had a predictive market on who was to win the AUC election, the African Union election, the one that we had our own His Excellency Raila Odinga, okay? If we had that market in Africa, that would have been a big market where we'll have known earlier on who stands a bigger chance to win that market. But it was not in existence. In Polymarket, there was no such market, okay? So those are things we want to build in Africa. And I believe I can't build this alone. This is a community-based project where we need to help one another make this become a reality, okay? So that's what I'm building with Next Market Africa. We believe it's a pioneer in its own. It's going to change the landscape. Now, all these things need you to understand also other things. And that's why my first step is educating you people about this. I believe this is information not to hold. Trust me, when I got to know that this market exists, I was like, holy yes. I was like, how does this market exist? How don't people know about it? I knew this market last year. I went and told Whitney. I went and told Ken, my partner, my business partner. I told the people I knew, and I was like, okay, how can I be able to get this to the rest of the people to know that such a market exists where you can make money based on information? Okay, unlike stock markets where if I want to buy Tesla stock, I need to have a lot of information about the regulations in America, the countries they're going into, are they having problems, and all that before I make a decision whether to buy or sell. Now this one has sort of disintegrated that information. Information is a market on its own. I hope that makes sense. So I was like, you know what? I need to get online and be able to show people how this works. But I didn't want to be very random. I wanted to build this. And at the same time, I was like, okay, there's a big gap in Africa, and how can we build this? So my first step was create something where people can be taught for free. So this is not information that I can hoard. Just like the stock market, forex market, any market, you can go to someone to educate you. But at the same time, this information is out there. You have the option to come to Polymarket and learn it for yourself. But if you want a well-structured way of learning it, there's also that course that I've explained here that we're retailing for 10,000 Kenya shillings as a 50% off for now. So go through this, go through the articles, go through my videos, give me feedback as well. If you have any question, anything, there's a contact here. Contact us on WhatsApp, ask us any question, anything that you believe maybe can work. If you want us to work together in the long term, because like I said, we're building this market by you for you. So if we can work together in the long term, we might now be talking like this is just a webinar. It's online. We're 100 people. You never know what this can pan into in the next 1, 2, 3 years. It can be bigger than what we started here, bigger than us. So go through that, understand what I've done here, ask me any questions, and give me feedback as well. And make sure to join our communities here, and the communities are here for everyone. This recording is also recorded, so right now I want to answer a couple of your questions. Have I finished my presentation? So in less than an hour, so join the movement here. So far we have our WhatsApp, we have our Twitter, and our Instagram account is coming up soon, okay? And learn to trade the information markets course. So make sure to take the course. If you really want to understand it deeper, I already have a couple of people that we did test with, people who have already enrolled in it, and they've already started learning about it. And we're moving quite well, okay? And get this to your friends, get this to people who you think are interested. If it's not a market you can do, there's someone who you know can be interested in, okay? And be a part of the movement as well. So thank you, and thank you for that, for joining in. So let me answer a couple of questions that have been asked, and thank you for asking the questions. So I can see Gerald asking, I like the idea. I want to ask though, what makes it different from information betting? If information decision is finalized, the market dies. So more or less that happens. So it's a market, it doesn't last forever. So you don't buy one market and hold it for like 2 years, 3 years, like long-term investing. Every market, as you'll see in the course, the free course, I've explained it there, has an end date, okay? An end date and an end time, okay? So the difference between this and information betting, when you're trading the information betting, you're basically putting a bet where you're sort of putting all your money, either it's a win or a loss. Here, what we're really trying to create is that you can come in and out and put as little as any amount and come in and out at any price. If you believe the market has gone up, you can even put stop losses. You can take profits, just like the Forex market. What we've been doing, if you're a trader and you've been trading the stock markets and such markets, you can always take profits before the end date of that market. So this is sort of that niche and sort of difference, okay? Another thing that I use information markets for example, let me show you guys. And I don't know who's drawing on my screen. Poleni guys about that. When I come to new markets, most of you might not even find the trading aspect interesting. Maybe you just want to learn about, like I always use the new markets to find new things that are trending around the world and what are people saying about it, where are people putting their money where their mouth is. So always come here and just find out what is happening on around the world. Like I do this every morning. It's a better reliable source for me than going into different, like if I go to CNBC, I have to pay to get access to certain information, and there's information here for free. So Gerald, that is more or less part of the difference, where you can come in and out at any time, depending on the information you have and any price, any amount of money that you have, okay? I can see where you're saying sports fans will benefit from this very much. If you're a sports guy, I'm not a sports person. Well, I traded in the NFL and actually made money. If you saw me posting a couple of months ago, about 2 months ago, I was very heavily invested in Eagles winning the market. Not the market, sorry, but the NFL at the championship, okay? And I actually won, and I made some money on that. But I don't trade what I don't understand. So I didn't put too much money there. I focus on things like crypto market, business markets, and a little bit of world economy. Those are things that I pay attention to. So yeah, sports fan would really be interested in, okay? So Patrick is asking, so where does Polymarket get its information? How does it update? So they use AI, and they have a big team as well, where they source information from what is trending around the world. This information is anywhere. Like I posted earlier on, was it today or yesterday, how Twitter is taking advantage of the information it has, and that's why they sold their company to XAI, the internet, the artificial intelligence company by Elon Musk, because X is a platform where it gets trending information, and people are posting there. So it's a source of data, it's a source of information. So the same thing about these markets, you get, they source their information depending on what is happening. So they peruse. Now with AI, with the internet, with algorithms, it's easy to find out what is trending around the world. These are things that have been there for a long time. I know of traders who are they're called social traders. They trade based on what is trending around the world. And that has been happening for a while. It's just that now this has come to become an actual market that you guys can trade on, okay? So that's how they get information, media outlets, all that. So they have sources of information. The question, so okay, I just answered that. Will you be looking for public funding? Because I like the idea. Oh, so I'll be looking to working with people as a team. So I'm still building a team. If you're a coder, if you're a blockchain analyst, if you're a trader as well. But in terms of investors, I have a couple of investors already who are on the table or what we're working with Polymarket. For now, not really won't be doing the public funding way for now. Maybe if it comes up, if it's an option, my team and I will decide to go for. But for now, we're just basically working on building the market for you guys to understand. It's not something that we're already going into of how can this market exist and all that. We really want it to exist as soon as possible. My actual deadline is for this markets, our own next markets, to be up and running before end of year. We need this to be here before the elections, because we believe as election is drawing nearer, these will be things that all of you will be interested to know. Like I said, you can Google that and look. Trump and his team got to know that they actually won the presidential election through Polymarket before it was actually announced on other news platforms. So if you can have this can be a very good platform that can be able to solve the problems that we have here in Kenya with elections and information that is normally trending around the world. So Stephen saying, Nafil, umeshare kila kitu. What exactly is 20K course offering in terms of value? So trust me, I can't have explained everything in 1 hour. That's very little. So you'll find that in the course, I've explained now how to go through, how to trade in the poly markets, how to find markets that work, strategies that work. Just because something is at 10% and you believe you can 10x your account, putting $10 and make 100, you believe that's a strategy that can make you win in the long term. There's a reason why that thing is at 10%. There's a reason why it's not at 90% where everyone can make money. So I break this down. I show you tools that you can use. There are certain websites that we use that gives us access to information. I have that all laid out and much more. So there's a lot. There's a lot when it comes to any, and it's the same thing, you know, that's what I normally see actually happening with a lot of people. So someone comes and hears about stock market, forex market. They watch 1 or 2 videos and they think, okay, I've understood this thing. I've seen everything. I used to be like that when I started my journey in the trading financial markets. I watched a couple of videos and I thought that was everything. Later on is when you get to know this thing is deeper than you actually thought it was. It's what you call the Dunning-Kruger effect. Dunning-Kruger effect is where you get information about something. You can Google it. You have very little information about something. Just because it's new and because you've learned about it recently, you think you know much about it. Later on, you just come and discover there's much more to be learned about this. And that's why many people quit. Why are not many people successful in stock markets, forex market, commodities market, crypto market? It's because Dunning-Kruger effect. They think they know too much, then they get to learn that there's much more to be learned, then they quit. Okay, so there's much more to be learned, my friend Stephen. So, but it's up to you. You can go learn it on your own as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not holding this information. Do your own research. You don't need to pay and just learn. It's just that if you want to go through my mentorship and my learning, there's always that option. So where is the link to join the community group and where can I get the free course? I believe it's been shared in the chat group. Could you open a Discord channel? It will work better than WhatsApp. So yes, that will come. I'm working on that. You know, when you're opening these channels, you don't want to open anything and just do guesswork. I've had many Discord groups with my Forex community and all that. So that is going to come. It's just that many people at first are not normally that quickly adaptable to Discord. So I wanted guys first to start here because it's easily accessible. Then we'll get to Discord. So, So I can see this is Jay. Are you regulated, or what is your regulator? Good question. Let me go through all your questions. You've asked 5 questions, then I can answer them all together. What is the effect of 100% one-sided vote and supply demand? Can I set my TP based on RR? Yes, you can. Does trading volume have an effect? Yes, it does. I've explained all that about volatility and volume. Those are the benefits of the course. Go through my course videos and those articles I've written. So who's your regulator? So now what we're working, this is a very new market in Kenya. So we're working with a couple of regulators together with my investors. Then that's what we're trying to sort. So I won't get into detail. That's what I'm telling you. The next market doesn't exist yet. What I'm giving you access to is other examples, and that's why I've given you Polymarket as we are trying to create our own. So those are things, leave it to us. We're trying to solve as time goes by. Okay. What is the effect of having 100% one-sided voting? Then there's no market. If there's 100% voting on one side, that's little market. What is there to be traded? It's either 100 or 0. That market is already basically being resolved. Okay. So yes, you can set your TPs based on RR. You're going to see later on, if you come here, you can always, let's say, for example, this market. Let me go to a market that is already running. I can always come here and put limit. So I can always come here and say, sell my shares if it reaches, let's say, 90%, for example, number of shares to sell, maybe max, depending on the shares I have, then I can sell all of them. It will tell you how much you'll receive. And yeah, it's just like the Forex market, more or less the same. So will it be regulated by CMA? So those are things we're working on, but leave that to me. You trade the poly market for now. Trade that side. As we are creating our own, those are things we're going to create. Remember, any market that comes, if you remember the Forex market, I'll give you a brief history about that. The Forex market started with only, it wasn't regulated. The Forex market was only regulated in 2017. Okay. Before that, there was a lot of crazy stuff happening because of lack of regulations. But sooner or later, the market had to regulate. Okay, so the same thing with this market. It's a new market. Sooner or later, it will be regulated. Okay, but before that, there has to be the what you call the fast adopters, the early adopters, the people who embrace it and bring it into that country, into that market. Okay, so sooner or later, it will be regulated. But for now, not yet. Okay, so not yet. But as we are creating our own next market, of course, it will need regulations, and then we have that being launched into the market, a regulated market. So is it the same concept as meme coins? Not really. No, M-Trader, I don't think so. No, not really. It's a different concept. How do you deposit money? That's in the course as well. I've gone through a whole process of that, of how to deposit and how to withdraw your money. How do you retrieve? So it's quick, like may I do. So basically, you're going to see, because we focus. It's a decentralized market, so you're going to focus a lot on trading through crypto markets. So we use stable coins. What you're seeing here, like what you're seeing here, it's just a small account of mine. This amount you're seeing here is just a small amount of decentralized stable coins, what we call the USDT and the USDC. So if you're familiar with that, those are what we use to trade on Polymarket. You just do it. It's a quick M-Pesa deposit, M-Pesa to a crypto exchange, and then you transfer that into your own account on Polymarket, you trade that, then you can withdraw profits anytime. Now you see that's also a tedious profit process, and that's what we're also trying to solve with Next Market. Why we want to bring Next Market into the game is because we want to have you guys be able to do M-Pesa direct, so what we call the fiat to crypto exchange. That's basically your own currency, your own money from M-Pesa direct to crypto, and vice versa. When you make money, you can withdraw anytime, vice versa. But for now, since we're relying on other platforms like Polymarket, we just have to go through their way, through M-Pesa straight to your account. And I've shared it here in the course. If you come here, I've shared it somewhere here in the course. Here, module 2, how to open an account, how to fund. So come and read here, come and read this stuff. I've explained it all here. Open an account, this Binance account, and all that. So I can finish there. I can see a couple of the many. I can't answer everything. Like I said, I want to keep time, but I'll keep having the webinars as well and coming on to discuss different stuff. We talk about regulation. Like, look, This is a very new market. It's very new. So there has to be someone who has to do it. We have to face the regulations. We have to face all that. But if I don't do it, who else will? So those are things we're trying to do. We're trying to get it started. We're trying to bring it here. We're trying to introduce you guys. You guys learn it. Learn for yourself. Learn through me. Learn any way you can. And then at the end of the day, come and let's build this community as at large. Okay, that's what we're trying to do with the next market. That's what I'm basically trying to do. So allow me to end it there. I've recorded the meeting. I've seen a lot of questions have been asked in the group. I believe also Whitney has answered a couple of questions. I'll also continue answering most of these questions because I can see them on my Instagram stories. I'll answer them also on the WhatsApp group as well. A lot of these questions. If you spend here, we're going to spend too much time. We'll also have more webinars coming, so we'll be announcing that soon when the next webinar is. But that's basically, that's what I brought you guys here, just to get you guys introduced to this. Like I keep saying, why not learn? If it's something you're interested, run with it. If not, also it's also me. I started my career learning mechanical engineering. I discovered that was not for me. I entered into finance and I stuck by that. So it's a matter of just hearing, having an open mind, listening, sharing with a friend, and then staying informed, okay, through the information market. So cool. Last question I'll answer, why currency is not included in Polymarket by Raymond? Because it's decentralized. We need to find a market that can track what people are doing, okay? The buying and selling. That's how I was able to show you what the other people have made and how much profits they've made. Some people have made losses. I forgot to show that, but it's also in my course. But you get to look at that. But it's the currencies are not included because if I put my money, how do I know it's fraudulent money? How do I know I can it's real money and all that? So we use platforms like decentralized cryptocurrencies to be able to track and be able to see what is happening on a decentralized platform. So cool. So thank you, my guys. Thank you for joining. If you have any question, you have the link. Ask me. You can text me. Give me feedback also. Let's talk about whether this is something you can be interested in. Also, critique. Critiques are important. That's how companies are built. Give me critique whether it's something that maybe in your own opinion wouldn't be a good market. Maybe in your own opinion will be a good market. Give me your reasons why. In the long term, also give us reasons why you would like to work with us and help us build next market. What skills do you have? What can you bring to the table? Also, I forgot to mention that sooner or later also we'll make the WhatsApp group that I just shared under the African Predictive Markets. So later on, I'll open it up for anyone to be creating polls, but I also don't want it to be a group where everyone is doing random stuff. So I'll have a couple of admins later on from you people who will be helping me filter out markets, look for markets online, and then creating those markets in the group so that people can vote on and see what is working. So you're very welcome. I can see you guys saying thank you. You're much welcome. You're very, very much welcome. Hope this has been informative. And thank you for joining. We were full. If it was an event, tungesema we were sold out. We were at 100% when we were starting, and some people have dropped off. It's getting late, and that's why I want to end it here. So thank you guys, Anna. I can see you guys saying thank you. Very informative. You're most welcome. I can't reply to everyone, but you're very, very much welcome. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you in the next one. If you have another one soon, sooner or later, I'll be announcing in my WhatsApp stories, the WhatsApp group, the IG groups, our new platforms that we've opened on Twitter and WhatsApp and all that. So thank you, my guys. Love you all and have a wonderful evening. Happy Eid Mubarak. I know it's coming to an end for all the Muslim brothers and sisters out there. But thank you for giving me your time. It's been a good 1 hour, 20 minutes with all of you. And yeah, let me end it there and I'll see you soon. So thank you guys.